Hello once again, my beautiful viewers. It is I, Retupi, from Retupi's Game Room. I'm here with the second part of our Persona story retrospective. Today we'll be taking a look at the 1999 sequel to Megami Ibanroku Persona, Persona 2 Innocent Sin. As usual, spoilers, so please, if you don't want to be spoiled, please don't watch this video. You have been warned. Anyway, let's strap in as we explore our true mind. Persona 2 Innocent Sin is set in 1999, 3 years after Persona 1, in another fictional city inside of Japan called Samaru. The game revolves around a self-named protagonist whose canon name is Tatsuya Suo, so we'll call him that from now on. His group of friends consist of Maya Amano, an always spunky and positive journalist, Akichi Mitchell Machina, a wannabe rock star, Lisa Ginkgo Silverman, an American who grew up in Japan, Jun Kashihara, a student from a different high school, and Yukino, yes, the same one from Persona 1. Tatsuya is a teenage boy from the prestigious high school Seven Sisters High. The game starts when Tatsuya's friend Lisa tells him about their fellow classmate Cozy, who was kidnapped by a student from a different high school. They go to said enemy student's lair, I guess you could call it, where they meet the student Akichi. Turns out Cozy wasn't really kidnapped at all. In fact, it was just a ploy to get Tatsuya to join Akichi's band.
You serious?
They all start to argue with each other, then suddenly awaken to their personas. Here, Philemon makes a returning appearance to describe their persona abilities and how they should start being cautious because rumors that are being spread around town are actually becoming true. And to test it out, Lisa and Akichi's goons perform a game where they attempt to summon a being called the Joker who's said to grant any wish once summoned. Does it work? No, of course not. Instead, he decides to take the spiritual energy from Akichi's goons with the crystal skull, turning them into mindless babbling veggies, basically like people with the apathy syndrome for Persona 3. Before the Joker gets a chance to drain the spiritual energy of our heroes, he accuses them of committing a sin. When all of our heroes look confused and don't really know what kind of nonsense he's spewing, the Joker leaves, saying he cannot kill them until they know what they have done. Our heroes then venture to the Kuzunoha Detective Agency, where they talk to Tamaki Uchida, a former student from excuse me, my Japanese is kind of rough, Karu Kozaka High School, and then transferred to St. Herlemine, the high school from Persona 1. She was also the protagonist of SMTF, well, the female one if you chose that route. She explains how she spread a few rumors about a weapon shop and a secret food dish and how they became true. Our heroes are told to try it out themselves. After that, they return to school where everyone starts freaking out about how their school emblem is supposedly cursed. Then out of nowhere, one of the female students in the courtyard's face literally melts off. It's really fascinating. Why don't you take a look at this clip from the anime trailer, whatever that thing was. They decide to go see the principal after this, only to find out that he's not in his office. Suddenly, the greatest waifu in Persona history, yes, fuck you, Chie, Maya and her pack mule partner Yukino walk into the room. They claim that they came into the school to interview students about the rumors and curses that have been surrounding the high school. After their explanation, demons start to attack the gang. The demons say they were ordered by Joker to kill them, which kinda contradicts what he was doing earlier since he said he couldn't kill them because they didn't remember their sin. So he just kinda contradicted himself by sending demons to kill, you know, whatever moves the plot along. Maya and Yukino summon their personas and kick the demons' asses. Our trio's baffled that they can use personas too. Maya and Yukino then join their side because they wish to pursue the Joker themselves. Oh, and Mitchell learns Cozy's his ex. Anyway, our gang does plenty of yucking it up before they finally cross paths with the evil cult who name themselves the Masked Circle. The Masked Circle is a group of evil Joker worshippers that use the power of the crystal skulls to take energy away from innocent people. The Masked Circle are formed of King Leo, Tatsuya Sudo, no, not the protagonist, this crazed nut that has the same name because, fucking, I don't know why, just makes shit more confusing. Prince Taurus, Ginji Sasaki, once again, horrible with my Japanese, so I'm sorry if I butcher these names, a music producer who uses Lisa and her group of girls for their power. And last, but not least, Lady Scorpio, Anna Yoshizaka, a former student who's being controlled by the Masked Circle. The mass circle uses the energy they obtain in hopes of completing this prophecy called the Oracle of Maya, according to Ikanari Kashihara, Jun's dad, who's later revealed to be Nyarlathotep in disguise. After every one of the battles against one of the mass circles, our heroes get a glimpse of the past. Primarily Maya, who gets in this trance of depression and kinda like phases out. You also meet up with a few of the heroes from Persona 1, including Brown, Maki, Nanjo, and a few others that help along the way. I won't go too in-depth with the Mass Circle arc because it's a ton of plot build-up and boss fights that I pretty much just summed up above. Anyway, let's dive into the good, meaty chunk of delicious barbecue drumstick that is Persona 2 Innocent Sin, the later half of the game. After our heroes then defeat Tatsuya, you know, the evil one of the Mass Circle, Philemon instructs the party to go to the local shrine. They travel into the local shrine's catacombs where their sin is revealed to them. 10 years ago, Tatsuya, Ginko, Mitchell, June, and Maya all used to know each other. They made a little group called the Mass Circle where they wore Phoenix Ranger masks. Yes, the same Phoenix Rangers from Persona 4, because same continuity and stuff. They hung out primarily at the shrine where they became incredibly close, but only knew Maya as Big Sis. She would teach them to always stay positive with her stuffed animal, Mr. Bun Bun. Maya would teach them the Persona game where they would unlock their Persona abilities, but wouldn't really awaken to them till later. One fateful day, Maya had to reveal she had to move away, but Mitchell and Ginko didn't want her to leave, so they locked her into the shrine, preventing her to leave. The good Tatsuya, yes, our phallic-haired main hero here, was against the idea, so they locked him in there too. The evil villain Tatsuya set the shrine on fire because he was crazy and stuff. Maya awoke to her persona here and it saved her life, but she was still horribly traumatized and injured. They all forgot about each other and the incident except for evil Tatsuya, Maya, and Jun. After they regain their memories, Maya tells them that she was a spy sent to kill them, but the real Maya comes in just in time to reveal the other Maya as an imposter. Oh my god, this is like Persona 1 again with all the Makis. Joker arrives to tell them that they finally remember what their sin is, but Maya reveals that the Joker is actually Jun. Jun had an awful life at home. His parents would always fight and he always felt alone. He saw Maya as the mother figure he always wanted. After the incident, Jun was being manipulated by Nyarlathotep and was told that Maya was dead. This enraged Jun to the point where he created a split personality of the Joker where he would try his best to kill Tatsuya, Ginko, and Mitchell. The Joker, irritated by this revelation, didn't want to believe Maya as Big Sis and demands Shadow Maya to kill them. After Maya's shadow is defeated, the group falls to their knees in happiness and relieved to find out that Maya is still alive from the incident 10 years ago. A false ghost illusion of Maya when she was young comes to tell them that she is sorry for all the confusion she caused earlier in the story that I didn't get to cover because... sorry. And asks them to save Jun and bring him free from Nyarlathotep's influence. The gang are teleported back to Philemon's dominion where they tell him they remember him from 10 years ago and when they first awoke into their personas. Philemon grants them prime versions of their personas and tell them that Jun did not wish to become the Joker but was molded by the rumors and desires of man. He tells them that if they wish to save Jun, they must go to a place called Karakol. They are teleported back to the local shrine and step outside, but suddenly, Nazis happen. The last battalion, as they are known in this game, were created by rumors. Our heroes go on to fight the robots for the last battalion called the Longinuses. After they defeat a few of them, they go to Karakol where they meet Joker, the other Shadow Selves, and all of the other Longinuses. And, of course, motherfucking Hitler himself, because why not? Except with sunglasses, because, you know, racially insensitive, I guess. Way to go, localization team. Joker talks about how everyone is linked by fate, zodiacs, subplots, stuff that won't be really relevant for too long, so I won't go too deep into it. And I'll link to a place down below in the description that I will highly recommend that really goes in depth with the whole zodiac thing. Really great Tumblr page. Yes, it's Tumblr, don't crucify me. Really great person. Couldn't recommend it enough. There you go. After his monologue, he activates Samaru's hidden power with the power of the 5 crystal skulls from earlier in the game. After this, the town turns into a giant-ass spaceship floating island thing. Oh, dude! Which is called Zibala, I guess? Sure. Zibala. I'm sure there's some relevance there. Joker then has some inner conflict. His father, who was actually Nyarlathotep in disguise, was planning this all along, leaving Jun terrified after what he has done. Hitler commands one of his Longinuses to nab one of the skulls and almost kills Joker in the process, but was saved at the last moment by his persona. Joker orders the rest of the Shadows to take the rest of the skulls and get out of there. The gang runs up to Joker and tries to snap him to his senses. Nyarlathotep keeps a tight leash on Joker and prevents him from getting his senses back. After the gang defeats Joker once, Nyarlathotep takes full control of him and becomes more powerful. They seemingly defeat Nyarlathotep and get June back to his normal self. They all become happy to see that June is back to normal, and Tatsuya flashes his lighter that June gave him when he was little, like he's been doing throughout the entire freaking game. June sees this and becomes really happy, and Tatsuya kinda just shrugs. June shows off the watch that Tatsuya gave him that very same day, but their victory is short-lived as Mai can tell her persona is scared, I guess? Nyarlathotep in the form of June's dad shows up and gets all pissy with June, telling him he's a bad son and takes away some of his power. The gang are teleported back to Philemon's realm where he tells them that the shit's about to hit the fan and they have to stop Zilbalba. No shit, Philemon, thanks. He grants Maya, Tatsuya, Ginkgo, and Mitchell their ultimate personas. Apollo, my personal favorite persona of all time, Artemis, Venus, and Hades. Philemon then teleports them to Xibalba where they devise a plan to take back the skulls and bring down Xibalba. Then we get a ton of boss fights where our heroes fight off against their shadow selves and the rest of the Longinuses. They collect the skulls, and on their way to June's dad, they fight metal versions of June's parents that revealed the troublesome life he had back at home. They also stop someone named Miss Ideal, who's trying to sacrifice herself to the Mayans. Once again, a character that I didn't really get to go into. Sorry. Finally, our heroes catch up with Nyarlathotep in a realm of the collective unconsciousness, and he finally reveals himself as Nyarlathotep. He describes that Xibalba and the Crystal Skulls are all a part of him, and that he's made up of the egos of humans. He tells June that he is the ideal father that he always wanted, and summons June's real father, who admits that the dreams of man are pointless. Nyarlathotep then shows a glimpse of June's mother, who says she only wishes for his happiness. He keeps saying over and over again that they're contradicting themselves, telling them that he could wipe them completely from existence if he wanted. Nyarlathotep then summons her as well, and tells June that this is what he wants all along. Our heroes, determined to take back their own future, fight Nyarlathotep with everything they got. After being defeated, Philemon goes to Nyarlathotep's domain, scolding him, but Nyarlathotep quickly reveals his and Philemon's plot. Philemon goes on to explain that he's the cause of good souls, and Nyarlathotep is the cause of evil souls. Philemon says they watched humans for aeons, and how they decided to place a bet to see how humans could fend for themselves, to see if they could lead themselves to glory or catastrophe, and yes, I did squeeze a Persona 5 reference in there. As Nyarlathotep explains how he could interfere with the bet, one of his minions stabs Maya with the spear, causing continuous bleeding. Ginkgo tries using Dia, but it doesn't work. The reason it doesn't work is because it's the holy spear that pierced Jesus Christ's side. Nyarlathotep explained when Jesus was stabbed with the spear, his wound would not stop bleeding. Nyarlathotep also describes how the whole event was a rumor that actually came true. After Maya starts losing her grip on life, everyone starts to become delusional, telling her that everything will be alright. She pulls out her stuffed animal from 10 years ago, and says that if they keep crying, Mr. Bunbun will laugh at them. She reassures them one last time that everything isn't over and that their dreams can be achieved. Nyarlathotep laughs, saying that he will help them out by granting what mankind always wanted: destruction. Then, that's exactly what happens. The world literally starts falling apart. Buildings collapsing, cars being flung around like leaves in the wind. Nyarlathotep tells our group that some things in this world cannot be changed, stating that he is a shadow of humanity, humanity's true self. Tatsuya attempts to strike Nyarlathotep, but Nyarlathotep was too fast. Philemon says there's only one way to fix what has been done: to go back and erase the events of them meeting that one summer day, an alternate reality where the events do not transpire. He tells our heroes it is possible to change reality merely with their strong willpower. They can change the course of history with their strong wills in that very plane of collective unconsciousness. Our heroes are saddened that they have to completely forget their journey and their past, forget each other, but it's a noble sacrifice that they must make for the betterment of humanity. Philemon tells them it's the only way to stop Nyarlathotep. Our heroes begin to refuse the sacrifice as they don't want to lose each other, but soon come to the realization it's for the best. With one last flick of his lighter, Tatsuya turns around to see all of his friends vanish before his very eyes. Before Ginkgo leaves, she gives Tatsuya one last kiss goodbye before disappearing. When they are all gone, Philemon approaches Tatsuya, telling him that he will not see him again for some time, and asks if there's anything that he wants to tell him before he leaves. With all the anger and frustration going on through Tatsuya's head, he strikes Philemon in the face, revealing under his mask he has the same face as Tatsuya. Philemon picks up his mask and tells Tatsuya that he is a being born of the collective unconsciousness of all souls. His final words to Tatsuya are similar of when someone is awoken to their persona. I am you. You are me. I shall always watch over you from within. Farewell. As Tatsuya is teleported to the new world, he hears the final words from his friends. We are brought back to the first scene of the game where Tatsuya is working on his motorcycle in the school lot. Tatsuya looks at his lighter after talking to his teacher, and you get a shot of Ginko standing in the distance watching him while blushing. We then see Mitchell trying to rehearse with his band as Cozy comes to give them snacks, except in this reality Cozy never became overweight because Mitchell didn't leave her. We then get one last shot of June in this new reality, having a more stable relationship with his mother and father. The final scene we see our heroes cross paths once again, but with no memory of each other. Tatsuya bumps into Maya and helps her pick her stuff back up. And we are left seeing Maya smile at Tatsuya as the camera pans out and we get a glimpse of Philemon watching from the distance. And thus, Persona 2 Innocent Sin concludes. Persona 2 Innocent Sin is one of the most emotionally impacting titles of the series in my opinion. The game is full of subplots and characters I didn't really get to go into much, like an exploding blimp and some orphan kids and stuff like that, for time constraint reasons. If you want to read more about it, I'll link a blog down below, or maybe here in the video, to a Tumblr blog where this person makes up these really intricate and nice write-ups, and hopefully I can get them to appear in my next video for Eternal Punishment, but who knows. The game can be a real pain in the ass because of how slow and repetitive it is, but I feel like the story that unfolds in the game is well worth the gameplay. Once again, a group of teenagers save a town, hell, the world. What will become of our heroes in this new world? Will they remember each other? Will they face their eternal punishment?